Today I'm going to be making a Dutch baby pizza. It's a kind of like a fusion of like a Dutch and Italian dish. Here's an example of what a finished Dutch baby pizza might look like. The recipe was first invented by Victor Manca in the early 1900s. He wanted to experiment with a recipe for the German pancake or the Pannenkoeken. And he basically, instead of making a pancake on the stovetop, he put it in a cast iron skillet and put it in the oven. And this allowed it to puff out a little more and create kind of like a crust on the outside. The term Dutch baby comes from Victor Manca's daughter mispronouncing the German word for German, which is Deutsch. And although this isn't an authentic Dutch dish, it is still very popular and was very popular in the Netherlands. This picture is a more traditional version of the Dutch baby. It's a little more bowl-shaped than the modern recipes and only has cheese and sauce, whereas
because this is a
modern recipes
recipe,
have like meat,
we made
cheese,
into both a sweet
like
and savory
greens,
dish.
all these extra things that have been added to kind of enhance the dish. This picture would probably be more what Victor Manca's original recipes would look like. Onions, tomatoes, sausage, other types of like breakfasty foods. So it's kind of an all-around pretty versatile dish. You can use it for any meal. So the Dutch baby pizza is just a variation of just the regular sweet Dutch baby like pancake. People have also made like omelet versions of it where it already has eggs in it, but then they'll just put eggs on top with like spinach.
My grandmother was Pennsylvania Dutch, so growing up, anytime I'd go and visit her, she would make this for me and my brother, so it's a very nostalgic dish for me. The first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 445 degrees. And then you're going to want to take your cast iron and set it in the oven.
And then in the meantime, you're going to want to get your mise en place all set up and ready to go. For this recipe, we're going to want some butter, some prosciutto, basil, parmesan, tarragon, milk, salt and pepper, and then mozzarella. As well as 4 eggs. And then 1 clove of garlic. I'm going to weigh out 90 grams of flour. And then pick out my roasted red tomatoes. I want about half of the jar. I'm gonna mince the garlic. Next, I'm going to make the dough with the milk, the flour, and then the 4 eggs. I'm going to use an immersion blender to mix all of these together. This is going to be for my dough. And now I'm going to cut up the sun-dried tomatoes for the sauce. For the sauce, I'm going to use tomato paste and then the sun-dried tomatoes. Just going to a little water, mix these in. Next, you're going to want to chop up your herbs. I'm going to use half the basil for the garnish, and then the other half is going to go to the cheese mixer with the tarragon and the garlic. So now I'm going to put the herbs here. Along with some Parmesan. Some garlic. And then a little bit of salt. You want to mix that all up. Once your cast iron is all heated up, I want to take it out. And then you're going to want to put your butter in, allow it to sizzle and fully melt. Once the butter is fully melted, you're gonna wanna take your mix for the dough and add that in. And then on top of that, you're gonna wanna add in your cheese and herb mix. And then set it back in the oven for about 15 minutes. Once the 15 minutes are up, it's time to take out the pizza. So how it looks once it's out of the oven. Next, I'm gonna wanna put my sauce on. Next, I'm gonna put my mozzarella on. Just gonna break it up, spread it around. Next, I'm going to add the prosciutto. And then finish it off with some basil. And this is how you make Dutch baby pizza.
Yum.